Let's do a couple more examples. For this one, we're going to have to use our exponent rules here. So for the first part, we're going to bring everything to the second power. So that's 3 squared, which is 9, x to the negative 4, and y to the 6th. And that is over, and I'm going to leave this as xy to the negative 2. Over here, there's a couple things you can do. You can either bring everything to the negative 1 power, or you could simplify your fraction first. I usually like to simplify the fraction first. So for example, I have x cubed over x, and that would become x squared. I have y to the negative 2 on the bottom, and I have y squared on top. So that y to the negative 2 is going to come up as y to the positive 2. So in reality, over here to the right, we actually have x squared y to the 4th, and that's all to the negative 1 power. From here, I'm going to just simplify this fraction first on the left here. So I'm going to think of that as, I'm going to keep my 9. I'm going to bring my x to the negative 4 down as x to the 4th. And I'm going to bring my y to the negative 2 up to be y to the positive 2. At the same time, I'm going to bring all of this to the negative 1. So that's x to the negative 2, y to the negative 4. Okay, so on the left, I have 9 y to the 8th over x to the 5th. And then over here, I have both negative exponents, so I'm just going to bring that down to make them positive exponents. So that would be x squared y to the 4th. So lastly, let's multiply across here. Oh, well, then I'm going to have to simplify after. So 9 y to the 8th over, let's see, x to the 7th, y to the 4th. And then lastly, I do still have two y values there, so I'm going to simplify that, which would be 9y to the 4th over x to the 7th. And we're done that one. And I'm going to put one more on this. Let's see. So we have a division and we have multiplication. Now, because those operations are kind of at that same level when it comes to PEMDAS, I'm just going to go left to right here. So let's first deal with the first fraction. X to the 4th over x would become x cubed. And then everything else we're going to keep. We're going to change this to multiplying by the reciprocal. So that's going to be x squared y over z cubed. And then this is multiplication, so we're going to keep it as that. Nothing I can simplify there. So what I'm going to do is just group left to right. There are a couple different ways to group this. I could, cancel out my z cubes, that sort of thing, but I'm going to go left to right here just to make it simpler. So we're going to multiply across with our numerators, 27 x to the 5th y squared over z to the 4th. And then my next thing is to now multiply those fractions I have. So I'm going to have 27 x to the 5th y squared z cubed. And that is over 18 x, y, z to the 4th. And lastly, I have it all as one fraction, but it's certainly not simplified. So let's see, each of those are divisible by 9, so that's going to be 3 halves. My x is going to be to the 4th. I will have y to the 1st here, and then I'll have just one z to the 1st, but it's going to be on the denominator. And that is our final answer.